With the warm weather comes backyard barbecues, and most men think they're the best grill masters on the block. So for my brother's birthday, we thought we'd get the charcoals heated and the flames blazing. No matter what type of grill you're using, gas, electric, charcoal, or infrared, it's important to get the temperature of the grill really high so you can quickly sear the outside of the steak and get those perfect grill marks. Be sure to bring steaks close to room temperature 30 minutes before grilling for more even cooking throughout. A tender and juicy steak is a combination of three main factors: the highest quality beef, perfect aging, and finally, great grilling technique. Brush the grid with cooking oil and place your steak on the grids at a 45-degree angle. Flip the steak 4 times to get the perfect steakhouse grill marks. Make sure to choose your meat wisely. The meat is absolutely the most important part of the process, and knowing what cut you'll like will open your eyes to endless possibilities. Most people think the filet or tenderloin is the best cut. It's probably the most tender, but the best is up for debate. Filets sacrifice flavor for tenderness and usually rely on some outside agent to give it a stronger flavor. Ribeyes have killer flavor but tend to be on the fatty side. The New York strip falls somewhere in between. So try different cuts to see what works for your taste. If you're using quality meat, then you shouldn't need anything else as a marinade. Minimalism is key. Too many flavors and you mask the true beef flavor. Depending on the cut, I use just a little olive oil, Maldon sea salt, and fresh coarse ground pepper. That's really all you need. Get the fire hot. Most prime steakhouses have their grills going ridiculously hot, close to 1,000 degrees. Now you probably won't be able to get your home grill quite as hot, but you need to get it as hot as you possibly can. The more sear you can get on the meat, the more flavor you will lock in. Make sure to check the temperature. There's nothing more destructive to a steak than overcooking it. A good steak should be cooked to medium rare, 130 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything over medium is pushing it. With practice, you can tell the doneness of your steak by touch, but most of us aren't quite that skilled. Get yourself a good meat thermometer. You can get a basic thermometer starting at around $6 or go for a hardcore digital instant read thermometer that will run up to $95. Last but definitely not least, be sure to let the meat rest. During the cooking process, the meat proteins constrict and essentially squeeze out their juices. Letting meat sit and rest after cooking partially reserves this process. If you let your steak rest for 5 to 15 minutes on a separate plate, the liquid should redistribute throughout the meat. It ends up retaining much more flavor and will be way juicier. Cover it up with some tin foil and keep it warm.